Day one of the Border Route Trail. We're up here at the 270-degree outlook. When I was here in 2018, this was completely shrouded in fog, so I'd always hoped to get back here someday and see what it looks like on a bright sunny day. About 2 hours in on the Border Route Trail, and some of it's easy to follow, but other areas have been a lot like this where it's starting to get grown in, but even then there's a pretty good tread, so if you just keep looking down you'll see where the trail goes, and fortunately it's pretty straight too, so not difficult to follow. We're wrapping up day one of our Border Route Trail East adventure, and we've made it here to the McFarland Lake campsite. There's actually 7 sites, somebody told me, and so there was plenty available, and actually very welcome relief after a long hike. We started out at the overlook where the Spear Hiking Trail ends and the Border Route Trail begins, and then I think it was about 12 miles, and there were some pretty good hills. So with the temperature reaching 73 degrees, that did take a lot out of us. So it is really nice to have a decent campsite and a picnic table. So tomorrow we're going to try and make it to Gogebic, and I think that's another 10 miles, maybe 12 miles at most. But overall, the trail so far is in really good shape. I mean, there's a lot of thickets that you have to plow through, and things are growing up, but the actual tread on the trail is fairly easy to follow, so I really had no problems or points where I thought that we were losing the trail. So we'll see you tomorrow. After a pretty big climb, we came out on this peak looking out over West Pike Lake. I think we're going to be seeing this lake for quite a while now as the trail winds along it. Wrapping up day 2 here on Gogebic Lake, and we started out this morning at about 6:30 a.m. and I think we got here right at 2:30, and that was moving at a fair pace. We started out at McFarland Lake campground, which turned out to be a nice place because it's got picnic tables and a fire ring. We're looking at trying to make it to Rose Lake. I think there's 2, maybe 3 campsites that are accessible, and that looks to be a lot more hilly than today. So today we started out on quite a long section of relatively flat trail, maybe 4 miles right at the beginning of the day. Then after that we had a couple of pretty decent climbs, but you're often rewarded with a nice view. I think it's West Pike Lake that we followed along for most of the day. I should mention we're on the campsite that's right next to the lake. The trail pretty much walks right through. There is a second site marked on the Mackenzie map, but I don't think it's accessible from the trail. We looked a little bit, but I don't think there's a way to get over to it, if it exists at all. But this site has plenty of options for tents, and of course you're right next to the lake, so getting water is not a problem. this is Mountain Lake. It's hard to see, but it is, in reality, it's a very nice view. Okay, we're looking at Mountain Lake again. This time we're on the end of it, the west side of it, on a high overlook. I don't think this does it justice really, but it's a great view. It's June 16th and we're wrapping up day 3 of BRT East. We started out on Gogebic, that's how it's pronounced, and the first part of the trail was pretty hilly, so that was quite tiring. But then as we got closer to Rose Lake, as you approach the Daniels Lake Trail, it seems like there's an old railroad grade there, and so for a couple of miles it's actually pretty flat, which was good because it got close to 90 degrees today. Even right now it's about 80 something, so we were having to take breaks and drink a lot of water. We also got up early this morning and we were on the trail just a little bit before 6 a.m. But even then it was over 60 degrees, so pretty rough. We're on Rose Lake on the easternmost campsite. And the view here is actually pretty good. I took a look at next campsite down that's back up away from the lake. But today there's no breeze and it's completely inside the woods. So it seemed like would be not a great spot with the mosquitoes being the way they are. There's also a small section of flooded trail after you leave the Daniels Trail and you go toward Rose Lake, maybe 200 feet. It looks like the beavers have raised the water level there, but it's not bad. It only came up to our knees, and because I think it's an old railroad grade, the bottom is actually very firm, so we had no problem getting through there. The view here is great. Even though we're down by the water, we're surrounded by high bluffs, and I'll get a couple of pictures of those and put them on. See you tomorrow when we leave the east side of Rose Lake, and then we're going to work our way down the Caribou Rock Trail, and we have a car waiting then in the parking lot, and we'll wrap up our BRT East trip. Here we're overlooking Rose Lake after a big climb. Overlooking Rose Lake right before the Caribou Rock Trail heading west. Lake, looking down the entire lake. Wrapping up day 4, we're at the Caribou Rock trailhead. So we came from Rose Lake, the east end of that, and came down the Caribou Rock Trail. So it's about 90 degrees right now, so we got to start early this morning so we can get on the trail about 5 in the morning and take advantage of what was then 60 degrees. The Caribou Rock Trail has a ton of ups and downs. I would say it's extremely difficult, especially on a hot day. But there are a lot of great views on the Caribou Rock Trail. So I think on a cooler day, it's probably a very nice hike. But today it was tough. But anyway, that's the Border Route East Trail, and the trail itself is in pretty good condition. We only got off trail a couple of times, and some of the times it was because the trail went off onto an overlook, and it just takes a few minutes to pick up where the trail left off and then get back on it. Glad to be done.